Welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen and we're in the kitchen again today. I'm going to take you along as I make ahead sweet potato casserole. This is a recipe that you can certainly make a day, even up to 2 days ahead. Just go ahead and prep it, put it in the refrigerator, and then on Thanksgiving Day, you can pull it out, bake it in your oven, and all the prep work has already been done for you. But I'm making this ahead this morning because this evening I'm actually going to a Thanksgiving with friends. Actually, it's a mom time Thanksgiving event, and it's just a bunch of my mom friends. We get together every year and we have a Thanksgiving dinner. Everybody brings something, and so my dish this year is sweet potato casserole. I thought I would just show you how to do it because you might want this on your Thanksgiving table. This is a great recipe. It's one that my mom has used for years, and so I know it well and I know it's delicious. But we're gonna go ahead and start the prep because these sweet potatoes need to cook. I've got the Instant Pot pulled out here and I'm gonna go ahead and cook them in the Instant Pot. It's gonna take somewhere between 30 to 35, maybe even 40 minutes before they're cooked all the way through. But once they are, those skins will just peel right off and we'll be able to mash them up and get them ready for our casserole. But while they're cooking, I am going to shell some more pecans. If you watch one of my last videos, you'll know that my kids and myself, we sat and shelled pecans for a long time to get a couple of cups. Today, I think we only need 1 cup and they can be chopped. So we're not trying to get a pecan half, but it's still going to take me some time. So I'm going to work on that while these cook, and then we'll put it all together. All I'm going to do is just place my sweet potatoes in the Instant Pot. I have a trivet that goes on the bottom, so they're not resting on the bottom, they're actually just resting on that trivet. And this may be a little more than what we need for the recipe. These are our homegrown sweet potatoes. That's why, you know, they've got some dinks in them. They're not perfect, but we're not going to eat the skins, and the meat inside is always perfect in my opinion. And so I'm happy that we have those. We didn't have to go to the grocery store and buy our sweet potatoes, and it's nice just to be able to cook something that you grew yourself. We've got these in our Instant Pot. I'm going to add about a cup of water to that, and then we'll go ahead and get it cooking. All I'm going to do is just place my sweet potatoes in the Instant Pot. I have a trivet that goes on the bottom, so they're not resting on the bottom, they're actually just resting on that trivet. And this may be a little more than what we need for the recipe. These are our homegrown sweet potatoes. That's why, you know, they've got some dinks in them. They're not perfect, but we're not going to eat the skins, and the meat inside is always perfect in my opinion. And so I'm happy that we have those. We didn't have to go to the grocery store and buy our sweet potatoes, and it's nice just to be able to cook something that you grew yourself. So we're going to get these in. We've got these in our Instant Pot. I'm going to add about a cup of water to that, and then we'll go ahead and get it cooking. All right, we got our 1 cup of water in there. I'm going to put our lid on. We'll set that to sealing, and then we're just going to go manual to, we'll start it at, let's do, I think I had to go up to 40 minutes last time. Let's just do 40 minutes. Those are some nice sized sweet potatoes. That way we know they're all the way cooked through. All right, we're gonna get working. Oh, he disappeared. But I was gonna tell you that Alex has graciously offered to come back and help me with the project of shelling these pecans. So we're gonna get to it. Our sweet potatoes have been cooking now for 40 minutes, and I let them go ahead and release the pressure, and it looks like, you can't see that, but it looks as though they are perfectly ready. Okay, because our sweet potatoes cook down so well in the Instant Pot, they're kind of falling apart. So I found the best way to do this is just to scoop the flesh of the sweet potatoes out instead of trying to move the whole potato, because it will definitely just fall apart. So that's what I'm doing. We need 3 cups of mashed sweet potatoes, and I think we may have a little bit more than that when this is all said and done, but we'll see. We'll measure it out. Now, you don't have to cook your own sweet potatoes. You could buy a large can of already cooked sweet potatoes and just drain it well, and that would save you a step. So that's definitely an option for you there. But we have some already on hand, and so we're going to use what we have, right? That's our motto. Yeah, this is definitely the best way to do this. I won't ever try to move them out of here again. This is actually a lot easier, and then that way you can just keep your peeling in your pots, and then when you're done, it's all your discard is in one place. Go ahead and give our sweet potatoes a good mash. I'm going to go ahead and measure them out just to make sure. I knew we had enough, but I didn't want to have too much. You know what? It looks like we're going to have right at the amount that we need. I tried to figure it out based on the sweet potato. I thought 3 good-sized sweet potatoes, you could probably get about a cup each out of them, and that's exactly what we got. Y'all, that was perfect. Look. We have 3 cups exactly. So 3 large sweet potatoes should do it. So I'm having to take a minute to wash out my mouth because I took our sweet potato peelings outside, and where I was dumping them was right beside our persimmon tree. And I haven't even paid attention to it this year because that's not something that we enjoy. So I know that, once the frost comes, that's the best time to pick them. It softens the inside and they're ripe and they're ready to pick. So I haven't tried one in a long time. And I pulled one off the tree, and I didn't have my camera with me, so I couldn't capture the funny moment. But it kind of busted open in my hand. And so I said, oh, well, it looks really sweet. I'll just go ahead and taste a little bit of it and see if it's ready to go. Do you all use your persimmons? If you grow any, if you have persimmon trees? My cousin and her husband, they make like persimmon pudding or something like that. I don't know how, I can't get past the taste. I mean, I felt like even just tasting that, maybe it had sweetness. I couldn't tell you, because what it does to your mouth and your tongue, just the aftertaste and the weird texture of it, I just can't get past. So I don't know, does that go away when you make puddings and jams out of persimmons? You'll have to let me know. But yeah, they're just going to stay out there. I don't really see any need for them unless one of y'all wants them, and then you can come get them. But it's not that many this year. I don't know. I don't normally pay attention to it, but this year I thought, I'll try it out. Not going to do it. All right, moving on to other things. That was just a little side note. Back to sweet potatoes, which do not turn your mouth inside out. All right, we're going to put our measured 3 cups of sweet potatoes that we've already mashed into our bowl. Okay, to our sweet potatoes, we're going to add 1 cup of sugar. This is a 1/4 cup scoop, so we're going to do 4 of these. All right, next we're going to add 1/2 stick, or I think that's 1/4 cup of butter melted. Now I like to mix it as I go because I don't want it to be too thin. And that's why when I get to the milk, I'm going to kind of play it by ear as to how much I add. So we can always add more, but we can't take any out, or it makes it really hard to anyway. All right, so since I put that melted butter in there, I'm just gonna temper my egg a little bit just to make sure that we don't cook it. And by tempering, I just put a little bit of the mixture in there just to introduce it so that it kind of brings the temperature of that egg up a little bit too. All right, now we're gonna add our egg. That mixed in. Now, I'm not making the sweet potato casserole for our family Thanksgiving. My mom is actually gonna be taking care of that this year. I think she is normally the one that takes care of that every year. She makes the best. So hopefully I can do her recipe justice. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and add our milk. So we're gonna start out with 1/2 cup of milk, and I'm just going to add maybe half of that at first. Oops. I think I'm going to stop there. So we added a little bit more than 1/4 of a cup. So we've got like a little bit less than a 1/4 cup left. So just kind of play around with it. Maybe start out adding the 1/4 cup and then you can add more. I just know how I like the consistency of the sweet potatoes, and you know, that's just a preference thing really. Oh, almost forgot. All right, next we're gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. All right, and then we're gonna add in a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and nutmeg. That's our cinnamon. That's our nutmeg. Oh yeah. Now it smells like a sweet potato casserole. Can't leave our spices out. All right, I'm gonna use this 13x9 stoneware bake dish. I like the color of it. I thought it would look very pretty on the Thanksgiving table. And my other casserole dish is currently being used for something else. So we're just going to use this one. So to me, the telltale sign of a good sweet potato casserole is what the topping looks like. Now, everybody has different preferences. For instance, I like the brown sugar, pecan, butter flour topping on my sweet potato casseroles, but a lot of people will use marshmallows, or some even use like a Ritz cracker or cornflake topping. So you'll have to let me know down in the comments below which is your preference. Today we're going to use the pecan topping. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed together now. Let me just stop here and say, if you were making this ahead and you're going to make it maybe a day or two before, I think what I would do is go ahead, wrap it up and put it in your fridge like this. Now you can go ahead and pre-chop your pecans, but I think I would maybe make the topping and put it on right before I bake it. However, I'm gonna go ahead and make the topping now and put the topping on, because we're gonna be baking this in about 3.5 hours. So I think in that amount of time, the topping will be fine. My concern is if you put your topping on, you know, say a day or two before, it might not be as crispy. So I could totally be wrong on that. I mean, maybe you've done that before and you're thinking it's fine. So if it is, just continue to do it like that. I was just thinking maybe it would be better to add it on right before you bake it. Okay, so for our topping, to our small little mixing bowl here, we're gonna add 1 cup of chopped pecans, or pecans, or pecans. How do you say it? Where are you from? You probably say it differently depending on where you live in this country. All right, 1/3 cup of melted butter. And I'm just gonna mix this together with a spoon just to get that butter all over our pecans. That's the way I like to say it. There's no wrong way though. They all taste the same. All right, and then we're gonna add 1 cup of packed brown sugar and 1/3 cup of flour. Oh, and maybe I could have used a bigger bowl. It's all right, we're gonna make this work. It's just gonna toast up and our topping is gonna be so golden brown and crispy. Can't wait. All right, I think I've got that mixed together really well. Just gonna pour that over the top. I was thinking what a treasure an old cookbook is. The recipe that my mom uses came from an old church cookbook. And I was just looking at the page that recipe is on, and 3 of the people that contributed recipes just on that page are no longer with us. And I thought, what a treasure to have their recipes here for the rest of us to enjoy. So if you have an old cookbook and it's full of recipes from some of your loved ones, that is such a treasure. Hang on to that and pass that on to your family because I know they will appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up tight, stick it in the fridge, and then I've got an appointment to be at, so our event is at 6:30. I think probably I need to leave here about 6. I will go ahead and pull this out. It only has to bake in the oven for 30 minutes and it bakes at 350. So I'm gonna pull this out probably about 4:45, maybe even 5 o'clock, and just let it sit for about 15 minutes while my oven is preheating, and then I'll put it in because this gets pretty cold, and then that way maybe it'll heat through a little bit better. But if you are making this ahead a couple days before, all you have to do is just wrap it up, put a sticky note on it. That's what I like to do. Sticky note telling you that you need to bake it at 350 degrees for 30 minutes, and then you won't have to pull out your cookbook and find out your time and your temperature. Well, I tucked my casserole in this to-go container before I realized that I had not gotten a video of it for you to see what it looked like coming out of the oven. So I'm gonna try to do this without taking it all the way out. But this is what it looks like. Looks delicious. Yeah, maybe we can just do it like that. Okay. Looks delicious. It's crispy and browned up on top. And I think it will be equally as good as it looks. All right, y'all, I just want to tell you how the sweet potato casserole was, and you'll see that, was it good? It must have been good because I'm not going home with any. This is my friend Carnisha and my friend Daisha, and we just want to say thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Such a fun night with some great friends. The food was amazing, the fellowship even better. Until next time, remember to live simply, use what you have, and enjoy the moments you've been given. Bye for now, friends.